Communication is important in every career, especially with teaching. I plan to be a history teacher. It's something that teachers use daily. When I become a history teacher, I will use communication in order to instruct my students about history while applying concepts I've learned in speech in order to communicate effectively to my class. High school teachers are a valued necessity in America. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 71,000 teachers will be hired between 2010 and 2020. History teachers, the main things that are important to being a history teacher is to have a plethora of knowledge about history, as well as know diverse amounts of information about history. Another important aspect of teaching is to have hands-on and communicative teaching, where you're talking with the class and you have an open relationship where you can talk to the class and your door is always open so they feel like they can come and communicate with you. Another important aspect to teaching is you have to have structure, discipline, and order. If your students feel like they can take advantage of you and they don't feel like you have structure, they won't pay attention in class and they won't proffer in society later from that class. By having structure and discipline in your class, you have order so that the students feel like they can be proactive and ask questions and be in the classroom where they will later proffer in society, because they'll be able to go through society and be able to give speeches and be proactive in everything they do in life. Oral communication skills are a vital necessity in order to help students understand the subject you're teaching's importance. Oral communication skills are valued in the profession of teaching because of three reasons. For one, learning styles. With learning styles, oral communication adheres to two different learning styles. The three different learning styles are, according to Instructor Magazine, the three most common learning styles are kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. Visual and auditory adhere to visual learners and auditory learners when you speak in oral communication, because usually when you're a teacher you have PowerPoints or different visual aspects to teaching that help visual and auditory learners, because you're also speaking when you're teaching. And also open communication is important because you have an open door policy. You have an open door policy in your classroom which helps students feel like they're listened to and heard, and they can come into the classroom and be able to talk to you about the issues they're having and what they need in order to be able to learn from you, because everyone's different. And the most important aspect to teaching is conveying information. When you're a teacher, you have to convey information the best way possible to every student. In speech class, we have learned thoroughly concepts in order to help with communication in our careers. I learned many concepts from assigned readings and speech. For example, speaking with confidence, such as the ability to be confident while giving a speech or presentation. Speaking with confidence was basically an assigned reading that we had that basically helped with learning to get over your fears of public speaking and to speak with confidence when you're giving a presentation. Another important concept that we learned was using language well. When you use language that is sometimes complicated, it can confuse your audience if they don't know that language. Replacing simple words with complex words sometimes confuses the audience, and it makes your message not go across clear. And then the third most important is audience analysis. Audience analysis is important because you need to analyze what kind of audience you're speaking to. If you're speaking to certain audiences, you need to speak about certain topics so that they'll understand and you can communicate your topic very well. Okay. As a history teacher, I will use communication in order to instruct my students about history while applying concepts I've learned in speech in order to communicate effectively to my class. Overall, my career as a history teacher, communication will be very essential to my everyday work.